Remember that? Everybody was going to go and get an EV, and they kept telling us, EVs were the way of the future. Well, guess what? News today that EVs aren't doing so well. Here's Ford coming out with saying it's cutting everything. No EV trucks. It's going to take a charge of $1.9 billion. It has to write this off, guys. This is real money just going into thin air because you know what? Nobody wants these things. This is all concocted by the likes of Team Obama, brought to you courtesy of Harris and Biden and Jennifer Granholm, who somehow is our Department of Energy Secretary, but doesn't believe that we should actually be energy independent or sourcing our own energy. No, she was all about EVs, EVs, EVs. And this is a big thumb in the nose. Ford canceling plans for electric SUVs. It's taking a 1.1, I almost said 1.1, it's nearly a $2 billion charge. I mean, let's just call it what it is. The company said it's scrapping the model altogether, citing tough pricing pressure as automakers resort to aggressive discounts to move their EV inventory. Remember when Tom Brady got that big deal with Hertz? And then all of a sudden, Hertz said, no, we're getting rid of our EVs. Like he was promoting all those EVs. And now they realized over at Hertz, nobody wants to rent an EV. Think about it. I mean, hey, you're in Timbuktu. You don't know where you're going. You really don't want to run out of fuel. And if you don't know where the charging station is, that means effectively that you can't keep going. I mean, it's funny, but they had grand plans. Ford was going to do this big Cybertruck. If you're watching online on our live YouTube show, you can see this was the Cybertruck. This is the CEO getting up and giving a big presentation about it. But now those days are over. Ford is canceling all plans for its EV vehicles. Toyota, funny enough, just said the same thing the other day. They're only going to do hybrids. They're not going to be in on this whole EV thing. They really didn't like EVs to begin with. My colleague at 76 Research, Rob, and I were just talking about this earlier today because this is an interesting company in that it really never went, 2 feet in on this whole electric vehicle thing. They always kind of lingered by the sidelines. And now they just came out and said, you know what? We're committed to hybrids. That's a positive spin way of saying we don't want to do EVs. They don't want to do EVs because people want optionality, right? So even if you say, oh yeah, I think that's the future, the point is they're not there now. They're not there now. And until they get there, you can't force feed them, even though our energy secretary seems to think you can. Here she is, the former governor of Michigan. Oh, and also a failed MSNBC host, Jennifer Granholm.
In this bill, of course, making sure that we are driving down costs for real people of electric vehicles is very important. And so being able to claim a tax credit, people can pancake on that tax credit with state incentives. There are 14 states that also have rebates for electric vehicles. That makes the lower end cars like the Nissan Leaf, the Chevy Bolt, others, much more affordable for people who are looking to buy a vehicle. And of course, the savings from a vehicle perspective of owning, maintaining, and not having to fill up are just enormous.
Well, it didn't work out so well, right? That was 2022. So nothing's worked out so well for the Obama administration. Oops, I said it. For the Biden administration, for the Biden-Harris administration. So what makes you think that anything's going to work out better again?